Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. So Charles Oka, who is a notorious figure that was involved in the 2010 Abuja bombing. So currently this man is serving his full-term jail. He's serving life imprisonment inside the prison. So he has exposed the way prisoners are being treated inside the prison. He said they starve them, they neglect them, and then they end up losing their life. Guys, just relax and listen to the full gist.
Charles Oka exposes horrific conditions inside Nigerian prison: starvation, neglect, unnecessary losses. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a shocking revelation from Charles Oka, a notorious figure involved in the 2010 Abuja bombings. Oka, who is currently serving a life sentence, has exposed the devastating realities inside Nigerian prisons. He has shared a harrowing account of how inmates are left to deteriorate due to starvation, medical neglect, and mistreatment. Let's get into the details of his personal testimony. Charles Oka, now incarcerated at the new Minimum Security Custodial Center in Maiduguri, Borno State, recently revealed disturbing accounts of the conditions faced by prisoners, especially the mentally ill. He claims that the authorities at these facilities allow inmates to perish slowly from neglect and starvation. In his testimony, Oka highlights specific cases where individuals were effectively left to die from untreated illnesses or lack of basic necessities. According to Oka, the staff's negligence is so severe that, in 1 month alone, 5 prisoners tragically passed away in the NMSCC under suspicious circumstances. Even more shocking, in September 2024, 3 inmates with mental health issues lost their lives in a single week. One of Oka's most chilling accounts involves the starvation of prisoners and the deliberate withholding of medical care. He explains how many inmates, especially those with mental health conditions, are abandoned by both their families and prison staff. Lacking access to medication or treatment, they succumb to their illnesses. Oka claims that these deaths are not accidental but rather a consequence of the system's cruelty and indifference. Prisoners with serious medical needs often do not get the help they require, and if they do, it's usually too late. Oka describes how inmates suffering from severe conditions like asthma, hernias, or toothaches are ignored until their situation worsens. Some have even died because they couldn't access basic medical treatment. Perhaps the most heartbreaking part of Oka's testimony is the story of mentally ill prisoners. He reveals that individuals with serious mental health issues, often labeled as lunatics, are routinely mistreated. Without proper psychiatric care or specialized support, many of these inmates are subjected to cruel punishments and poor living conditions. Oka details how mentally ill prisoners are sometimes locked in cells with little regard for their well-being, and when they do require medical attention, they are left untreated. He also mentions that some inmates, like Alhaji Buloma, a man suffering from schizophrenia, are given incorrect or insufficient treatment, which ultimately leads to their deterioration. Another aspect of Oka's story is the lack of resources at these facilities. He claims that prisons like the NMSCC are so underfunded that they struggle to provide basic care for inmates, including the most basic supplies like painkillers or even proper medical diagnostic equipment. In many cases, inmates with serious health issues are left to fend for themselves. Oka also discusses how some prisoners are forced to rely on their own meager resources to get any medical help at all, and those who can't afford it simply go without. He even recounts stories of inmates being subjected to unorthodox, often brutal methods of restraint, further aggravating their conditions. Despite these horrific conditions, Oka's testimony sheds light on a larger problem in the Nigerian prison system: a lack of accountability, medical care, and human dignity. It raises the urgent need for reform and proper management of prisoners, especially those who are vulnerable due to mental illness. Human rights activists, like Timipa Jenkins, have spoken out, calling these actions extrajudicial murder and demanding accountability from the Nigerian Correctional Service. So, what can we take away from Charles Oka's account? The systemic abuse and neglect of prisoners, particularly those who are mentally ill or unable to afford treatment.
So, Oka gave details of how mentally ill prisoners are sometimes locked in cells with little regards for their well-being, and where they require medical attention, they are left untreated. This is one of the problems in Nigerian prisons: lack of accountability, medical care, and human dignity. So guys, drop a comment below, let me know your thoughts on this, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share this video. Thank you for watching.